All summer, my well pump has been broke. My house is on city water, but I got a well spout on my property. Well, I use this spout to wash the cars, to do all things outside. It's free water. I'm tapping into a well. But for the first time in 10 years, it's the first summer season that my well didn't work. Now, my well is in a well house. It's a little old house with a roof on it, with a doorway. You crawl in there. And it's the first summer that I hadn't had my well. And right around these here times, everything tight. So this well ain't affecting my house or anything. It's just an extra spout of free water. So I ain't prioritized it to make it an issue. But I believe in myself enough to know, Trav, you can go in that well house and fix that pump. But I fear going in that well house. I fear crawling into a small space. People that know about the well and how we use water for recreation and car washing cars. They say, hey, Trav, you ain't been washing no cars. I say, my well broke. They said, well, why you won't fix it? But deep down inside, I make excuses, but I know I fear going into that well house. So this past weekend, my big brother Crump was over here. He said, man, what's wrong with your well? I said, I don't know, it won't pump. He said, this is a teachable moment. Let's get it. I said, yeah. So we went over there, we took the little door off. I'm looking at the pump. It's in the hole. I got the crawl in it. I'm dealing with my feels. I say, hold on, man. Let me go get some light. So I'm pulling out all my drop cords. I'm about to light this little building up. He say, man, you bullshitting. I say, I know, man. I'm scared as hell to go in there. He started laughing at me. Man, you scared? I say, yeah, man. He making me face my fears. He say, man, this is what we teach in our program, man. You can't be scared. You got to go in that warehouse. So I did my own thing, psyching my own self out. I say, man, I can't punk out. I got my two big brothers. Darryl was there and Crump was there. Man, they talking shit to me. Oh, man, I said, I got to face my fears. So I take it off. I crawl halfway in there. I'm laying on the ground on my stomach. Half of my body in the warehouse, half of my body out the warehouse. I'm scratching, trying to see what's going on. But I'm scared to be inside of this little warehouse. I don't know what's in here, snakes, whatever. I don't know, I'm scared. Oh, man, but I'm halfway in, facing my fears. So when I get halfway in, laying on the ground, scared as hell, I got two grown men on the outside of the warehouse poking at me and jabbing at me because they watching me, the big strong Trav facing his fears. He ain't had well water all summer because he been scared to go in there. Get your ass in there, Trav. That's what my big brothers told me. So I'm halfway in. After I got halfway in, man, I'm in there facing my fears. I'm looking around. I say, you in here, Trav? I'm having a conversation with myself. I say, you in here, Trav? Stop bull jiving. Half of the battle is over, Trav. So by this time, after I done bull jive, facing my fears, wasting time, big brother Crump say, man, I gotta go, but you need to go in there and take some pictures. He pushing me further. So as he pushing me further to face my fears, now I'm all the way in the warehouse, standing up in the warehouse. I asked him while I'm in the warehouse, I said, why was I laying on the ground, crawling in here when I could have just stood up in here? He said, because you were scared as hell. You were scared of your fears. Alexa, 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 what is the meaning of scared?
The word scared is a verb that can be defined as to frighten, to fill with fear or terror. It is a common and natural response to perceived threats or danger.
I was scared. So when you scared and you operating, you scared of your fears, you get halfway into something. You go halfway into something when you scared and you fear it. I'm realizing this while I'm laying on the ground, halfway in my warehouse. So if I see something, I can push up and get the hell up out of there. I was scared, so I was halfway in. But when I had a conversation with myself, and it became a challenge to say, I'm this close, I can figure this well out. I always go to my primitive thoughts. What if this was my only source of water, Trav? What if me being in this warehouse was dependent upon my wife and children looking out the window saying, Daddy, is you gonna fix the well? Can we take a shower? Daddy, is we gonna fix the well? Do we got some water to flush the commode? Daddy. And this don't sound so much as far as crazy. I just grew up in the city and live in the city. There's plenty of people on well water. So I'm facing my fears about something real. So now I'm standing up in this here warehouse. I got my multimeter, now I'm testing. Now my confidence be coming up. Now I'm starting to imagine myself as the greatest well pump operator and technician in the world. Hey, Brother Crump, hey, we're going to figure this well out. I'm over my fear of being in the warehouse. I'm talking to you right now in the warehouse. So when I came out, man, that's what made me chew on this word. I looked at myself. I knew I was tripping. Man, I done feared going in that warehouse for 10 years. The old man, Mr. Parker, who I bought this house from, he worked on wells for 47 years. This was his pride about this property, that it had a well on it that wasn't connected to the house. You got a spout. You always got to tap into water that ain't nobody got but you on your land. This was one of the priceless things about this land that he felt like he handed over to me. For 8 years. Every year he came and checked on me. Him and his wife would come to this house. They were so amazed by everything I changed about this house to make it my own. But there was one thing he knew I couldn't change. So he came by every year to say, how's that well working? I said, Mr. Chuck, it's working good. He said, yeah, you got when you crank it open a little bit, you gotta let that water run out a little bit. But I just want to come ask you, how's that well working? In my mind, I always say it's working good. I hope it stay working good because I ain't going in there if it ain't. I looked at that little hole like a little horror hole. I feel. Got word Chuck died during COVID. Soon as he died, my well started messing up. First it'll come on, run for a little bit, stop. So I don't know what's wrong with the well. Had somebody come, they said, don't seem like nothing wrong with it. Now my well won't work. And I got to face my fear going in that little hole, man. So I'm saying all this to say, ain't nobody above the bullshit, but it'll make you better if you real enough to deal with it. The bullshit is the fears that we all have, whether we think somebody know or not.